Hey guys, Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Actually, tonight, this is going to be another late night chat with Heather. Since the other one went pretty well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. What are the words I'm looking for? It's not so much like, yes, you guys had my back, but it's not so much that I appreciate you guys like just agreeing with me, but I wanted to. I know that if I was overreacting with my whole anger at my situation that I talked about in my last chat video, I know that you guys would have gently told me so. And nobody did. I know that you guys wouldn't have just told me what I wanted to hear. Which is, sometimes I'm afraid that people do that, just because I think it's in people's nature sometimes to do that. Like, to some degree, I think we do that, like myself included. I try to be honest, but I'm saying, like, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, and but I think as many times as I said, I know I'm probably overreacting. I know I probably need to let it drop. I know this or that, I think you guys would have told me. Certainly, especially the fact that some of like my closer friends even messaged me to tell me otherwise, that I wasn't like overreacting. I highly appreciate that. Oh, Maverick is chilling here too. I just wanted you guys to know he was here. He's awake, barely, but he's awake. Yeah, so we're here chilling, and I did bring a project to work on. I don't know how well a heavier project and me trying to hold it up a little higher is going to work out, but I know some of you guys really liked watching me crochet, so I figured, bring a project along, crochet with me and all. And so, like I said, I know some of you guys liked watching me crochet because I'm well aware that I crochet a little bit differently than most people do. I will try to slow it down a little bit and show you what I mean. I'm a little more awkward with this hook too, because it's not my normal. When I was crocheting the other day, I had my normal hooks, because I'm a Susan Bates girl, as like most of you who've been around know. Normally my hooks, this is actually the one that I had, my well-worn H hook. But normally I have the Susan Bates hook, and I like either the bamboo handle or the soft grip handles. When I first started, I used just the regular, like I call them like the naked hooks, just the regular aluminum with no special handles at all, like boy hooks that you get because I got them at Walmart. My grandma had gotten me some. But yeah, these are the Prim hooks that I had found on like a clearance sale at Meijer. And I'm liking them. I definitely use them slower than my Susan Bates hooks. But I don't know, it's like different. We talked about this one day too, I think, but different yarns work better or differently with different hooks. I'm not saying that I actually probably would, I don't know, like I would probably use my Susan Bates with, because this is a mandala yarn, and then just a different acrylic yarn that I have, that I'm holding together here. But I really, really need to get this done. This is my movie marquee blanket, so I figured I'd work on this while I talk with you guys. So So yeah, and of course, if I didn't already show it, I got my Diet Pepsi here. It's one of those days. So Diet Pepsi, here we are. It's not fresh and cold like I normally have it, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? Usually I don't always drink the bigger. This is like the 1 liter. I usually have you know, like this, what is it, a 6-pack now that you buy in the stores. It used to be 8-packs, right? But now they have the 6-packs, I think, of the bottles. But yeah, I had a couple of these left still, because when I'm at work, we'll grab these from the gas station. And I happen to have a couple of them still that I don't like necessarily crack open at work, because I try to drink my water for the day first and then like kind of reward myself with the Diet Pepsi. So yeah, I've had this one open for a little while. It's the same reason why I never drink 2 liters. Like I know it would probably be more cost effective, but I don't finish a 2 liter before it gets like flat. Even keeping it in the fridge and stuff, just because I don't drink them fast enough. But, which is funny because the smaller bottles, I mean, I would go through those, like a whole pack of those quick. But the 2 liter will go flat before I actually finish it. That doesn't make sense to me, but it's true. Maybe just in my mind, after you open it, it goes flat like pretty quick. I don't know, but I don't know, I'm weird. But I started drinking, like normally I only ever drink either water or Diet Pepsi. That's it. Except in the fall when I can get at Big B's, when they have my happiness in a cup is what I call it, but it's a hot caramel apple cider. They also have it, like you can get it hot, which is how I get it, or you can get it iced, or like blended, like frozen blended. And I'm always like, but what kind of psycho would get it iced? My friend Seth gets it iced. He's like, I'm that psycho. But anyway, that's off topic. It's normally, anyway, aside from the rare fall occasion drink, I only drink water or some Diet Pepsi. But since I started the prescription water pills, my doctor was really concerned about like electrolytes. And I discovered, like I joke about it being the electrolytes being what tastes bad, because I have no idea if electrolytes have a taste or not. I'm sure it's not the electrolytes, but apparently every drink that I've tried that has electrolytes in it, I don't like. Even though there's like a water even that has just a straight up water that has like a lot of electrolytes in it. And I don't like that either. So maybe it is, maybe there's something to it. I don't know. But anyway, so the drink that I found that has electrolytes in it is Gatorade Zero, the cherry. It's like Arctic cherry or something. It's the white. It's white. I don't know if you've ever had it, but so I started drinking like one of those a day also, here and there. So I'll try to drink like my 4 bottles of water, because that's like roughly eight glasses of water, and then the Gatorade Arctic Frost, and then I let myself have some Diet Pepsi for the day. But yeah, how did I even get on that tangent? Just, I guess, talking about why my Diet Pepsi is not cold. See, I let myself have a yarn babble where I don't have some kind of a rant going, and I just babble on about anything. So I hope you have a project, or you're going to be sitting here going, what is she talking about? I mean, you still might be like, what is she talking about? Um, anyway, so pertaining to my rant, nothing has really come of it. If you were here for the last one, like I'm definitely not going to explain it. If you want to know what I'm talking about, you will have to skip back a few videos to my last chat and rant. Because honestly, I just don't want to get myself worked up over it again. But nothing has really come of it. My boss still hasn't heard one single reply back to her emails. Her bosses just, even though supposedly they were going to bring it up themselves at their meetings, they have not came back with answers, and it does not appear that they even brought it up at their meetings. I worked the other night, and there was like chatter that my boss's boss was supposed to be making his rounds, and he was going to come to our site, and people were getting nervous, and I was like, well, I hope he shows up, because my first question to him is going to be, how did that meeting go? And do you have a check for my vacation pay? I don't really care. Like, I'm at the I don't care stage, I guess. I don't care. Where's my vacation pay, dude? Like, it's getting ridiculous. So, but yeah, deep breath, just not trying to get upset over it. I started looking up jobs. My friend works at the post office, and he's so sweet. I met him at one of our local like gas stations, and like a long time now, it's been a long time ago. Like, it didn't seem like that long ago, but it was like when I first started my channel. So I mean, not like 20 years ago, but like a while now. It's been quite a while. And he worked there, and actually I met him because I very much would wear, like, I have probably like 10 different Friday the 13th shirts in varying Jason Voorhees glory. And every time I wore one, he would comment on, like, oh, cool Friday the 13th shirt or whatever. And that's how I got to know him. Well, in random just conversation, I found out he and his wife had their first child, and they have like 3 or 4 kids now. So, I mean, it's been that long. And I crocheted him a baby blanket for her. And that's, how a budding friendship happened. And he stopped working there. And then I don't remember how, like, it must be that one of my friends was friends with him on Facebook or something. I saw him, and he had seen my Facebook and added me. And we got to talking, and he was like fascinated by the fact that I had a YouTube. And then he said, like, oh wait, what's your YouTube name? And he said, I work for the post office now. I deliver your mail to your P.O. box. So he's like, every time you get anything, that's me delivering it. So I was talking to him the other day about like my job and everything, and like not this job, but it's not, I say it's not a job, but honestly, so I've been watching a lot of Cinnamon Stitches lately, and she always refers to it as a job, like her YouTube, and which some people may like scoff at or whatever. But you know what? First of all, I know that that is like what she does for income. So like, first of all, you can't really scoff at that because that is what she does for money, and that's literally the definition of a job, right? Second of all, even if, well, I can't say even if it weren't true because it is true. Like I just literally said that. But like in my case, where like, okay, you make a little bit of money, so like maybe that's not considered true. So even if it's not true, would be in my case. Speak it into, like, manifest it, right? Speak it into existence is what you want to do, right? Because like YouTube, oh my gosh, you guys, I would love that. That's what I want to do. I want to be Cinnamon Stitches when I grow up. Like to that degree though, like that's what I want to do. It's what I've all wanted to do for quite a while. And I know, like, compared to when I started, my videos are a lot more consistent. I know that they're not to the level of consistency that I'm happy with and that I need them to be. But I'm getting there. It's very hard when you work a job that has a lot of demanding time and makes you as unhappy as mine does. Let me put it that way. And I try not to show that, but it's very, very hard to, because like sometimes I can't, like if I don't have anything to crochet and I haven't bought any yarn and I don't want to say depressed because like I don't feel like I have like actual depression, but at the same time I feel like just burritoing away. So like I don't have the will to communicate well. What kind of video is that at the moment? You know what I'm saying? So like, where's the content in that? Where's the joy for you guys? So I don't know. Like, it's hard to put out the same amount of content as a full-time job. So it's my side job at the moment, I guess. That's the only way that I can think of it to speak it into existence, is to say that it's my side job. But I'm working at it and I'm trying. I'm doing my best. But like genuinely, I like hanging out with you guys. So like that would be a dream come true, you know. Honestly, the only thing I could think that I would like even more, sorry, and I hope you'll understand when I say this. The only thing I could think of even more that I have always wanted to do is that merch girl job for my friends in the bands. Because that I would love to do. I'm still working on them because I like their current merch girl. I really do. But I really need her to, she wanted to move out of being merch girl to move on and do like tour managing. I don't know if she wants to do it for them or for another band. But I fully support that move because that would leave them needing a merch girl. So I think they should do that. I think she should do that and further her career and be happy. And then Andy's band would need a merch girl. And then they could just tell me to pack up my stuff and hit the road with them. And then I could make videos from the road because you know what? I could crochet on my downtime while we're driving, right? And then I could visit you guys. Like, I'm going to be in this town tomorrow, guys. Who's there? That would be actually pretty awesome. I'm just saying. This video is a little more upbeat than my last one, than my last chat video, right? See? Not mentioning that issue. It's working. But yeah, anyway. See, I get my brain, man. My brain gets off on tangents. All of that was to say, I looked at postal jobs because Eli, my friend Eli was saying that he doesn't even watch my videos, I'm sure. Like, he thought it was cool, but I'm quite sure he does not watch my crochet videos. He was saying that they are hiring all sorts of positions all over the place, and they are hiring in my town also. So that's kind of exciting. My bestie, Seth, is trying to not stay at this job either, and I told him if one of us leaves, we need to take the other with us. So I am trying to get him to explore this option also, because we're fed up, man. I'm just saying, like, not to go back to the negativity, but we're fed up. And I don't think Seth wants to be a merch guy, and I don't think that my friend Andy's band would have 2 merch people. If they did, I'm sure they would have already had me come along with them. So, anyway. Oh, more news. So you know that David, I mentioned in the other video, he's on his vacation, right, from work. Good timing, because it would have been really bad timing to happen while he was working. But it really kind of sucks that it happened at all. And it sucks for his vacation that it happened. But the other day, he woke me up to inform me that the basement flooded. The basement flooded. So kind of a backstory to that. He had, I've told you before, he does some woodworking and things like that. He has a work area out in the kind of back shed area. If you've ever seen me in vlog videos take Maverick out to potty, we walk through the laundry room. The laundry room is his work area. And he noticed where he keeps a lot of his tools that there was, I forgot what, if it was a hole where he saw them or what, but he thought he saw some type of, I don't know if it was a carpenter ant, an ant, I'm saying, or if it was a termite, because one of his biggest fears at the house is termites. But he ended up taking all these pictures with his phone when trying to capture whatever it was going in and out and stuff, and he kept trying to show me, and I was like, I can't tell. That picture is kind of dark, kind of blurry. I don't like bugs to begin with, so I certainly am no expert. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sorry, I'm no help. But I don't know. And so we ended up calling the exterminator in town. And they came out, took a look, and good news, it wasn't either the bad kind of ant or what is that, carpenter ants, and it wasn't termites, so that's all good. But it was something I had never heard of called an acrobat ant, which I guess is harmless as far as eating your house and all that, but they're weird looking, because they're called acrobat ants because when they get scared, when you approach them, they lift up their back end, kind of like a scorpion, and wave it. because they think they're scaring you. That's the explanation I got from David that he got from the exterminator. I had never even heard of them. I didn't know that that existed. I didn't know that that happened. No idea. So the exterminator put up some repellent stuff. So I was happy that it was repellent and not poison. Because of Maverick. Look at him just laid out. He's so tired. He's probably so sick of me right now too. He's probably like, shut up, Mom. Shut up and take me to bed. A, because of Maverick, and B, because, you know, I don't like to kill anything. Like, they're so used to me at work if we find like spiders or anything, because I'll want to try to find something to catch them in and let them out outside and everything instead of killing them. Like, people just eye roll at me, and I'm scared of the spiders, so like 9 times out of 10 somebody else has to do the catching and releasing, but I don't want to kill it because I'll cry about it. Yeah, I'm kind of like ridiculous. Anyway, so repellent anyway. And then they suggested to him, because I guess one of the walls of the house had dirt too close built up. Like, they said that it should be dug out further. So, okay, he had done that. He's like, okay, no problem. If, you know, if it helps like deter anything, let's get that done. So he dug it out further away from the foundation. Well, I guess he had found, I'm unclear, because remember, I had gotten woken up during this explanation, so I was half asleep, but I guess he had found a crack, or possibly a brick that was half removed or something. I'm not sure. Something bad. Anyway, and once the earth had been removed from close up against it, where it had been packed down, he had said then, like, oh, I better, you know, patch that up with like cement or whatever. And then I forgot all about it. Because he moved on to something like his next project, basically. And recently, fast forward, we had all this like torrential rain, which made me happy, because you know how much I love my torrential rain. Dark, stormy night with the thunder and the lightning, and I love it. And I love it now guilt-free, because Maverick is not bothered by it. So thankfully, I can enjoy it without feeling bad that he's like scared or something, you know. So dark, stormy night, torrential rain, massive amounts of water hailing from the sky. The basement flooded. Yeah, it's great. So we kept, oddly enough, I'm mentioning when I was married again. I know I just mentioned that in a video recently too. But when I was married, since it was my whole like, hey, I've been cheating on you and I want a divorce, was kind of sprung on me pretty quickly. My life was basically thrown into totes, and I had my Winston, you know, who is my fuzzy soulmate, and I love him dearly still, even though I've, you know, lost him several years ago. He's still in my heart and loved and everything, of course. But you know, my Winston. And so like obviously I would never give him up. And I had to find a place then, like it was either find a place that he and I could go together, or live out of my car, because like essentially be homeless. My car would be my home because I wasn't going to lose, it was me and Winston, ride or die, right? Till the end. Like one way or another. And at the time, I had essentially one choice. So I had moved in with this guy that I knew, which wasn't a great idea. Let me just say now, looking back on it. But it was what I did. And I did it, I did it for Winston and I. And my life in totes never fully got unpacked. So I never even, like, to this day now, I still don't even know what was taken from my house, from my marital house. Because the stuff got here, like, because it wasn't a good situation where I was at. I had tried finding a house, like, basically as soon as I moved in there. Because like I said, obviously none of my stuff got even unpacked. Like, I might have unpacked a couple totes with some super essential things. Winston and I ended up basically staying in the bedroom that I was in. My totes were in the basement of the house or packed into the closet of the bedroom that I was in. Just like anywhere they could be fit, they were at. And that was that. And it wasn't a good situation. So I started looking as soon as I was packed into that house. And so I was looking. David, I got with David a little bit after that, and David had been helping me look, and then he came to a point where he was gonna find roommates anyway. So he said, you know what, instead of that, why don't you move in with me? You're having a hard time, I'm having a hard time, and I need roommates anyway. And it turns out that all worked out. And I mean, we're where we're at now, long story short, but that part's neither here nor there to the story before I get too lost in talking about that. But so it was a rush to move out too, because I couldn't tell the person that I was living with that I was moving out, because every time I attempted to before, it was bad. Let me just put it that way. It was bad. And so I basically waited for them to go to work. I had already lined up David in his vehicle, me in my vehicle, and then my best friend and another friend with the vehicle, and we each made a couple of trips and just loaded up, because like I had a really small vehicle, my friend had a really small vehicle. We just loaded up a few totes and went, from that town to this town. And then I came back for Winston, and that was that. Like, before he came back from work, everything was moved. Winston was moved. That's how it went. And it was done. Like, all was just said and done. And thankfully, he didn't come home in the middle of it or anything. His kid had found out, actually, and it was his kid called him, and he had tried calling me, and I ignored it, and he was leaving voicemails. It was pretty crazy, but we still made it out before he got home. I'm like, whoa, just even thinking about it, because yeah. Anyway, and then when we got here, I don't know, it was just a lot. So and because I knew a lot of it was just, I was telling David even then, I was like, I'm sure a lot of it is dishes and things that were just hastily packed and everything. So he had said well, there's dishes here, et cetera, et cetera. It's basically your life mixing with my life. So why don't we just put it in the basement for now? And like, just, we never went back to it, basically. Like, you know, it's in the basement, you forget about it, kind of thing. So when it flooded, there's all these totes down there full of just things long forgotten about at this point. And so he went, and while I was at work then that evening, he had went and he just rented a storage unit so that he could get them out of the house and not have like all of this space basically here cluttered full of, you know, totes. And now I have to go, like, he's got the storage unit for a month, so I have to go through totes that I should have gone through years ago and see what's in them. So it's gonna kind of be like, I guess, sort of treasure hunting, only probably like the opposite of treasure hunting, because, you know, who knows what might be in there. I'm kind of scared. Like, I mean, our house doesn't have anything, we don't have anything bad that probably snuck its way in there or anything. That's not what I mean. But like, from when I was married, who knows what I randomly took and threw in there, you know? We'll see. I guess if I find anything super cool, I'll let you guys know. But and as far as the actual basement, he got it all dried out, and it wasn't anything. We didn't have like a swimming pool down there or anything like that. It was like enough to have the floor wet, so he was freaking out. He caught it in time and everything. And on the next day, he patched the inside, and then the next day after that, he patched the outside. So like, happy ending. The basement's fixed. It's all dried out already. So he's pretty good about getting right on it, except for when he forgets that it needed patching to begin with. He was pretty mad at himself for that one. But even though it sucked for something like that for him to happen on his vacation, though, like I said, it's a pretty good thing it did happen on his vacation, because apparently his new store, it's new to him, but before he got there, I guess it hasn't, how do I put this nicely? It hasn't been performing to its best potential. And he just got the word today that they're making all the managers work an extra day. So he's not thrilled that they're gonna, he's like starting back up from his vacation. He's gonna be working 6 days, and that does suck for him. I can't say that I blame him. I would be pretty not happy either, going to a whole new store and having immediately to work 6 days. So I told him that hopefully it just, you know, won't be long, and maybe they'll all join together and get the problem fixed, and that'll be that. Let's hope, you know. I hope so, because he deserves to have his days off and everything, especially because now he drives further, because, you know, it's a further away store, and I don't know. Like, I'm sure things will work out, but anyway, I feel like that tangent was branching off of another tangent that branched off of another tangent, but I don't remember what my original tangent was. Like, we've kind of been all over the board tonight, and not much of it has been about yarn. Speaking of yarn, though, I did get that Hirschner's yarn in that I told you I had ordered. The video for that should have been out before this one, so hopefully you guys have seen it. Spoiler alert, I loved it. I loved it. I didn't order like a ton of it because, you know, I'm really, really trying not to. Still, like I went kind of crazy with the rave yarn because the rave yarn is so very me. Like if that rave yarn had been sparkly on top of everything else, that would have been perfectly Heather, I think. But it's pretty. I feel like they like consulted the Heather board of favorites as it was, you know. Yeah, I feel like they did. So I think it's going to take an awful lot of something for me to go that hog wild on anything again for quite some time. I'm still in my I need to get rid of things phase, like in general. And that is still going for yarn. And still not so much like, okay, ooh, that flip caught my microphone cord. I need to try to look into getting like a Bluetooth one of these for when I'm out here with you guys. Okay, sorry. Anyway, where was I? Not so much like with things, with like objects, just get rid of. But with yarn, I don't mean like, oh, just toss it, or oh, you know. I still do like my giveaways, like my prizes and things like that for like my make-alongs and all that, but I just mean like use up what I, instead of buying like new stuff for projects, I'm trying very hard to use up like yarn that I have here, very hard. And I'm trying to, like so many people, I have an Addy that I haven't even like busted into yet to learn, and I'm going to, don't get me, I'm going to, but like I want to have a dedicated surface. I want to have a dedicated surface for several things. Like I have a Swift and a ball winder, which I have to just kind of set awkwardly somewhere until I use it, and then set it up on the dining room table back here. And that surface doesn't even, like, it's a rounded table with barely a lip. The ball winder sits awkwardly on it. It's not ideal, like, at all. I don't want to have one of the, like, Swift-wise, I don't know if ball winders even exist like that, but I don't want to have one of the Swift ones that takes up all the room and everything, that doesn't hook, you know, that just sits on the desk. I don't want one of those at all. Like, I like my umbrella one that hooks. My mother-in-law gave it to me. And I don't know, I picture that those things like on a little, like maybe homemade stand or something, kind of together in one area, possibly upstairs in that yarn room. But I want to get everything cleared away and more organized before I set it up. So like I'm kind of doing the opposite. Instead of using my Addy to get rid of a bunch of my yarn and go through it, I'm trying to get rid of and go through a lot of my yarn in order to use my Addy. Which I know most people are doing the opposite because it makes more sense to do it the opposite way. But I just want everything set up and in a nice order. And yeah, I don't know. I have so much yarn, but I want to enjoy my yarn, you know. I I have plans for a lot of my yarn. I just need to get to it and do it. So I am endeavoring to use it and just get with it and use it. Maybe even like I'm doubling up stuff right now, you know, maybe even start doing more of that. I don't know. Maybe except for with my like pet bed stuff, maybe use bigger hooks and get through stuff faster. I don't know, but do something. I don't know. I did use some bigger yarn, and again, this is yarn, like, I did not buy this yarn. My friend Victoria bought it when we were at Joann's one day. It was a ball of their that plush yarn, that's like the blanket yarn. That I don't like it, but her kid really wanted a bucket hat out of it, so I made a bucket hat out of it. I have a little bit, I have not sewn the ends in yet or anything. That's why this hasn't been like a video of finished makes. I have a little baby head, and this is for a kid, not like a little, like a toddler kid or anything, but like a kid. So I put it on, and it's like, you know, bucket hats are meant to be like loose, kind of big. What do you guys think? Obviously there's an end, but pretend that's not there. I liked it. I mean, everybody that has seen it has liked it, so like, okay, you know. But this kid's head is like my head when I was a kid. Meaning, if my head is like kid size now, when I was a kid it was like tiny, tiny. So even though this would fit like a normal, I think, kid's head, it is too big for her. I tried it on her, and it was too big for her. And I told Victoria, let me just unravel this and I'll make it smaller. And she said, no, don't do that. Somebody will want it. And I was like, who? I don't want this. So she said, somebody will want it. Does anybody want it? Anyway, so I have this done, except for the ends being woven in. So I did start a second one, which is smaller. And I'm like, I ran out of yarn. 2.5 rows before being done, I ran out. And this one is definitely smaller. Like, even, I mean, obviously it's smaller because I'm not done. But I mean, it fits my head snugly, very snugly. So I'm going to try this on kiddo. I'm going to try it on her like this tomorrow, even just to make sure the actual skull size is good. Because this should be just loose on her, since it's pretty tight on me. But there's the beginning of it. But yeah, I've also been making bucket hats, which is not something, and see, it's much smaller. I mean, like I said, it is 2 rows shy of being complete, but yeah, you can tell it's smaller than the other hat. So that's what I've been also up to. But that being said, I have a small hoard of velvet yarn that I don't know what to do with. I don't make a lot of like plushies, amigurumi type things, so I'm definitely not using it for that. I don't want it to make a, like, I got it because somebody had said, make a blanket with it for me. And now I don't even talk to that person anymore. So I'm not doing that because I'm afraid of it warming. I don't know what to do with it. And I probably have like 10 balls of it. And I have a couple balls of the black. velvet yarn. But I was thinking maybe they would make some pretty bucket hats, and maybe I could sell some of them. Maybe. I don't know. Thoughts? I don't know. But anyway. I mean, I remember, I'm going to kind of date myself here, but I remember way back in the day, like fuzzy bucket style type hats being a thing. So yeah, I mean, I know they were a thing, and trends are coming back, right? So maybe somebody would want that. I don't know. Just a thought. Because I don't know what else I want to even do with it. I don't know. Like I said, plushie is not an option. Blanket, not an option. Wearable, not an option. Like, what does one do with velvet yarn when they don't want to do anything with velvet yarn? Bucket hat! I don't know. So, but that would be nice to get rid of some of that. That would make me feel accomplished. But yeah, anyway, honestly, it's been 51 minutes, so I probably should just let you guys go, because honestly, if you have made it to the 52-minute mark, you are a trooper. I can't believe you've made it this far, because I know I have been babbling about some really, really random stuff tonight, so I hope that you have somewhat been entertained, somewhat enjoyed it, and yes. Let me know if you made it this far. Holy cow, kudos to you. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Yes, and I hope you guys are going to have a really great weekend. It's technically 4th of July weekend, right? Right? Because 4th of July is on like a Thursday this year. That means I'm actually going to be off on 4th of July. I know David doesn't like to go to fireworks, and Nate had asked me if I wanted to go see some fireworks because he likes to go to fireworks. And I was saying that I would go because one of the neighboring towns has really great fireworks. But that happens to be a night that David works in the evenings. And even though Maverick is not scared of fireworks, he always thinks that somebody is like knocking when he hears the fireworks go off, and like barks at, like, not like he's scared, but he barks like someone's at the door. So like, I don't want my little man to be alone and stressed out like he's barking at somebody knocking on the door. Look what I did. Look while I was talking. I am not frogging like 5 rows, but I managed to make this even wonkier, which is what I was complaining about in my video about this. Awesome. I'm going to try putting a border on this maybe. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Anyway. So yeah, so I don't think I'm going to... We have people that rent some of the houses out near us, and they usually do some pretty great fireworks, which is how I know Maverick thinks that people are knocking. So maybe I will get to see fireworks anyway. So, and like, if Nate wants to come over, he can come watch them from the house, because David's never even really interested in, like, he's not scared of them by any means, don't get me wrong. He doesn't have anything against them. He doesn't have any like PTSD for fireworks or anything like that, because I know some people do, but he does not get the joy of watching the fireworks like I do. So if Nate does, maybe he can come watch them. Or I'll just watch them. Winston used to watch them with me. And he was fine with fireworks as long as he was like seeing them, so he knew what was making the noise. He didn't have any issues then. So I always thought that was cool. But anyway, I will actually shut up and let you guys go. Sorry, it's like talking to a friend now that I got the camera out and going and stuff. So I am going to shut up because obviously I'm tired and babbling. So all right, have a really great weekend, you guys. Let me know if you have any 4th plans or any weekend plans before the 4th. And I will talk to you soon. All right, I love you guys. Bye.